What's up, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys are having a great week. Hope you guys are grinding, staying focused on your goals. For this week's video, I wanted to kind of go over my predictions for the Mr.Olympia bodybuilding competition that comes up here in October. It is going to be in Las Vegas, and I am fortunate enough to get to go and watch the finals. I'm super excited for that. It's a first time for me, and so I kind of figured there's been a lot going on in the bodybuilding community. They're now about 8 to 7 weeks out from this competition, so these competitors are getting really close to stage ready, and we're seeing a lot of updates that are crazy, and I kind of wanted to give my predictions. For the sake of this video, I'm only going to go over the open division, classic, physique, and 212 divisions. I don't know much about men's physique, and I don't know anything really about women's bodybuilding in general, so I'm not going to give you my predictions on that. However, I'm sure everyone is going to do great. But yeah. Alright, so I think we're going to start with the open division for the bodybuilding. As I'm sure many of you guys know, Samson Dauda won last year's Olympia. He's 6 feet tall, almost 300 pounds on stage. He towers over everyone. He showed up very conditioned to the Olympia, won for the first time, but then in the Arnold this year, he lost to Derek, who's an ex-Mr. Olympia winner. Samson wasn't as conditioned, and he kind of slacked behind, and that's why Derek won. However, I think if Samson Dauda shows up again to the Olympia very conditioned, there's no doubt he's going to win. He towers over almost everyone else on that stage when it comes to the top 4 or 5 Olympia Open competitors, and if he shows up conditioned, it's just not going to be a question. I think Derek Lunsford might drop a few positions. I want to say he was 3rd place last year, he was 2nd place against Samson this past year. However, I think he's going to drop to 4th place, depending on who shows up. If Hadi Chopin shows up, which it's still undecided, I believe, his visa hasn't been cleared yet, but if he shows up, I think he's a very strong competitor for 2nd, possibly even 1st, depending on Samson's conditioning. And then you also have to think about Nick Walker, who many people believe beat Derek at the Pittsburgh Pro. Nick Walker's physique is insane to look at. It's actually crazy. There's a reason why they call him the mutant, but super excited to see him on stage. I think he's just a different breed, completely different than all the other guys. And depending on how conditioned some of those top 3 guys are, Nick Walker does have a great chance at moving up to 2nd, possibly even 1st, although the judges tend to not like his physique. I really like his physique. It's just insane to look at, even on camera. But like I said, if those top 3 guys or top 2 guys aren't perfectly conditioned, Nick Walker will bring the conditioning. He's known for bringing the conditioning. He could perform better than some people think. So Nick Walker, top 3 competitor, 3rd place most likely if Hadi shows up, 2nd place even if Hadi doesn't show up. But like I said, the conditioning might determine if he moves up. If other people's conditioning slacks, he will move up. There's no question about it. But yeah, so my top 3, I'm going to assume Hadi's going, will be Samson, Hadi, Nick Walker, Derek. And then for 5th place, I think possibly Nexzilla, who's made a very good showing these past few weeks. He's just also a very towering figure. He's huge. I think he's 6'1", 6'2", or possibly Martin Fitzwater. Martin Fitzwater has not shown a lot of updates recently, but obviously Martin Fitzwater got 4th place last year, I want to say. He's great physique. He won Prague right after the Olympia last year against Sebum, but as I'm sure a lot of you guys saw because that was a big deal. But he did win Prague. He has a great physique. Honestly, no one really knows what he's going to look like, though. He hasn't done a lot of updates like many of these other guys have, like Nick Walker. Next, we're going to move on to classic physique, which I'm sure is most of your favorite physique or favorite division. It's not mine. I really like open. I love the idea that they don't have a weight cap. However, classic is getting super popular, and with Sebum no longer the winner because he retired, it's going to be a very interesting year to say the least. A lot of people think Mike Sommerfeld, who got second to Chris Bumstead last year, is going to be the winner, which I could definitely see happening. However, I'm not a huge fan of his physique. He looks a lot more like a 212 guy. His back is super wide. It's honestly crazy how wide he is. But to me, he doesn't have a very classic looking physique when you compare him to people like Ramon Dino, who did slip to fourth last year. But Ramon in his checkup photos is looking really good. And to me, he has a lot more of a classic physique look, which I know is like a weird thing to say. Like, a lot of people don't really know what that means. I think it's just a little more, it's tough to say. It's a little more manageable to look at. It's not so wide in the back or so big in the legs. It's more proportional and flow. And I think Ramon Dino has a lot more flow than Mike Sommerfeld. However, clearly last year the judges really liked Mike Sommerfeld's physique, so we will see. I think Ramon has a chance of being in that top 2 to 3. And then Urs, as I'm sure a lot of you have seen, is no longer competing in classic physique. He is moving to open, and he is trying to compete and qualify for the open Mr. Olympia in Italy and Germany this year. So that is going to be crazy. Not having a top 3 classic physique in the classic physique division this year is going to be insane to see. So we will see what happens and who fills his spot. However, some of the guys I think could take his spot could be Matt Grego. He has an insane physique right now. His check-ins are looking crazy, and if he can stay under the weight cap, I think that would be a crazy person to have up there. He has made a lot of improvements, and he looks great. Another person that could be in the top 5 is Terrence Ruffin. I believe he won Philadelphia and New York Classic back-to-back earlier in the year, which is a big deal, and he's looking great. Another person who a lot of people are kind of forgetting about is the Tampa Pro winner, Niall Darwin. I really, really like the improvements he's made over the last year. He got 11th at last year's Olympia. However, he did beat the 9th place Mr. Olympia Classic at Tampa. So he's clearly improved a lot. I think we could see him in the top 5. Another physique a lot of people talk about is Horse MD. I haven't seen too much about him, but a lot of people are talking about him as a possible top 5 competitor. This year, Classic is going to be super interesting. It's going to be super interesting to see where the judges put the physiques and who's might be the next ideal physique for Classic. It could be someone like Mike Sommerfeld, wider, more X-frame, or it could be someone like Dino or Terrence Ruffin, who have a lot more flow, and their physique flows nice, which is kind of hard to like explain, but it's easy to see, if that makes any sense. And next, we're going to go with the 212 division. The 212 division, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know, is being dominated by Keon Prodigy. He is insane. He will be an open Mr. Olympia one day when he moves to the open division. His physique is crazy. He's won 212 2 times now. He's going for a third, and I think no doubt about it in my mind, he will get a third. There's no way. He will get a fourth if he wants. He will get a fifth if he wants. However long he stays in this division, he will win it. So, that being said, there's no one who is competing for first in the 212 division other than Keon. Everyone is competing for second. And I think a million people will agree with me on that. His physique is crazy to look at. And the fact that he is still under that 212 cap when he steps on stage is insane to me. Anyways, as a recap, open division, I think the winner will be Samson if he shows up conditioned. If not, it could be Hottie or Nick Walker. For Classic, I think the winner could be Ramon Dino or Mike Sommerfeld, depending on which way the judges want to lean, whether they want to go flow or if they want to go more mass and just crazy physique and just wide as a house. For 212, obviously, it's going to be Keon. Those are my predictions, and I will film a lot of content when I'm there at the Mr. Olympia. I will film as much as I can, and I hope I'm right based on my predictions. And I'm just so excited to go in October and see these guys step on stage and see what these bodybuilders look like in real life, because that's what I want to do when I get older, and seeing them will definitely be inspirational. Anyways, that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will get back to the vlog style videos and the gym workout videos starting next Tuesday. I've been super busy. School started, university started up. Kind of just been getting back into the flow of things, but I will get back to my regular content and posting a ton. I'm trying to get into this a little better. I'm still learning out some of the kinks and my schedule and stuff like that, but I will make it work. I'll keep uploading Fridays and Tuesdays so that you guys don't miss a video. And if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and feel free to comment your predictions down below. I'm super interested to seeing your guys' predictions, and I will respond to all of them, of course. Anyways, have a great day, have a great week, keep grinding, don't stop. You got this.